Hey there, friends and followers. Well, today I'm going to teach people how to solder a simple connection onto a quarter-inch phone plug. This phone plug could be used for headphones, it could be used for a Drake microphone, it could be used for anything. These were popular back in the World War II days, and they're still used for headphones and all that once in a while, and in the audio industry. Anyway, to solder, notice I got this plug from Amazon, and it's cheap crap Chinese metal. Okay, see how it's kind of shiny, it's not copper, and it's just not looking too good. Well, you might have trouble soldering to that. So when I solder something, say I want to put this wire into that hole. So my objective is put this wire here into this hole right here. Okay, so let's line that up like that. See how that wire, I want to put it in there. I could bend it over and all that, but I want to get the wire out. So later. So the first thing I'll do with this is I'll simply tin the wire with solder. And I'll do that because it might cause adhesion to work better later. So just put a little layer of solder on the wire. And the way we do that is we tin the soldering iron lightly with solder. Get the light down here. There we go. And tinning means you simply are trying to get a contact and transfer of some solder to the soldering tip. So just a dab, and it's smoked, it's already on there. Now, hold the iron to one side of the wire and maybe add a little bit of solder until the wire starts to just get solder onto it like that. And that's it. A little bit of solder, just enough to coat the wire, and that wire is ready for insertion to the plug. Okay, now, so we simply are going to insert the wire. Since I'm going to pull the wire back out of this plug because I don't want to use this wire for this plug, it's just a demo for soldering, I'm just going to put the wire in straight like that, okay? And my eyes are bad enough that that's a challenge. Okay, the wire is sitting there straight. Now, the objective is we have to get heat transfer into that plug. That's the whole problem here. So on that pin, we need some good heat transfer to melt the solder. And I'm just going to try and get the camera lined up here a little better to give you a little show of how this works. So put the wire back in there. All right, like that. Now, heat transfer. So that is what starts the process of soldering to raise the temperature of the element or metal to be soldered to the proper temperature for building solder, which I don't know how hot it is. Damn hot. Okay, so here I'm holding the solder in my left hand, and I'm holding the iron in my right hand. And do I have the good light on here for you? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so I am just going to now hold the solder, and I'm going to, again, tin it with a bit of solder. It's smoked, it's good. A little more for this. A little more. Okay, good. Now I'm going to put the solder on one side of this pin here. So watch what I do. If you can see it. Can you see it? Not too good. Okay, like that. Going to go to one side of the pin here. And now I'm going to add some more solder to cause heat transfer. A little more, a little more. This is kind of an art, not a science. And you can see it's not working. And that's what my friend is saying. It doesn't work. So keep adding solder liberally now, like that. And then wait for the heat transfer. Just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then pull it off and see what happened. And here on the cheap Chinese metal, what's going on? You can see that it didn't solder yet. So, but we can see there's a little tiny niblet here that's sticking on, a little tiny nib of solder. So if that's the case, we're just going to add more heat and wait longer. Once this heat transfer starts, even this cheap Chinese metal should work. Here we go again. A little more solder there. Okay, I saw it kind of anneal into the metal. I'm just going to wait a while here. I'm really superheating this thing. And now a little more rosin here and solder. This is really crap metal. A little more rosin and solder. And I can see now it's finally taking. And now I'm going to pull off the heat. Okay, and how did it turn out? Be careful now, you might burn your finger. It's going to be hot. Because we really cooked this thing to death. And you cook it too long, you can break the plug, you can melt things depending on how it's constructed. Anyway, so you can see that now that took, and that's how we did it. We really hit it hard with heat and rosin and solder, and it took. So that's what it takes to solder a made in China plug, okay? So So now we're gonna take that joint out because I don't want it there. We're gonna heat it and pull the wire back out. Because I'll probably use a microphone cable here later. So just heat it until it smokes a bit. Pull the wire out. Oh, it's hot. And that's it. Now, if you ever want to clear the hole here, here's a trick you can do. The hole's full of solder, right? Like that. So here's a trick I've learned from 30 years of doing this, 40 years. Put soldering iron on there. Give it a whack. And there's the hole. The hole is back. You're good to go, okay? Maybe tip it a bit with a tip. That's it, okay? Look at all you've learned today. You learned how to solder a Chinese metal. You learned how to put a wire in straight and use heat and rosin that's contained in the solder. And you've learned how to get the wire back out and whack it and get the hole back and basically get back to where you started. But now the bonus is you can look at this metal and see that it's tinned and you're ready to go for the next wire. So when you put a mic plug in here, you're gonna have more success than the struggling we did before, okay? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.